Why do we avoid eating carnivorous animals? I love all animals, from the fluffy bunnies to the sleek sharks, and I also love food. A good steak, a crispy chicken wing, you name it. So when the question of why we don't eat carnivores landed on my plate, I thought I had a pretty good idea of the answer. It seemed obvious, right? But in fact, there are several fascinating possibilities as to why we usually leave carnivorous animals off the menu, and the answer is more complex than I initially thought. Join me as we explore the reasons behind this culinary curiosity. One compelling reason to avoid eating carnivores is the potential for bioaccumulation of toxins. Imagine a food chain like a pyramid. Plants form the base, herbivores eat the plants, and carnivores eat the herbivores. Now, imagine a harmful substance like mercury entering that food chain. Plants absorb a small amount, herbivores eat many plants and accumulate a higher concentration, and carnivores, who eat many herbivores, end up with the highest concentration of all. This build-up of toxins in top predators can be dangerous for us if we consume them. So, while a juicy steak might sound tempting, the potential for a side of mercury poisoning is less appealing. We've evolved to prioritize safety, and avoiding the top of the food chain is a good way to minimize exposure to harmful substances. Beyond safety concerns, the taste and texture of carnivorous animals might also contribute to our aversion. Anecdotal evidence suggests that carnivorous meat can be tough, stringy, and have an unpleasant, gamey flavor. Think of bear meat, for example. While some people enjoy it, many find it strong and unappetizing. This could be due to their diet and the higher concentration of certain compounds in their muscles. Carnivores are constantly on the move, hunting and chasing, resulting in lean, tough meat. Furthermore, their diet primarily consists of other animals, which can impart a distinct, often undesirable flavor. There is, of course, an exception: fish. Many carnivorous fish, like tuna and salmon, are considered delicacies. This might be because their aquatic environment and diet contribute to a different flavor profile compared to land-based carnivores. But overall, the taste and texture of most land-based carnivores might simply not be palatable to many people. The inefficiency equation: energy loss. Raising carnivores for food is remarkably inefficient. Consider the energy transfer within the food chain. Plants capture energy from the sun, herbivores convert some of that plant energy into their own biomass, and carnivores convert a smaller portion of the herbivore's energy. Each step up the food chain results in significant energy loss. It takes much more energy to raise a carnivore to a harvestable size. In contrast, herbivores like cows and chickens can be raised on plants, which are a more sustainable food source. It's much more efficient to eat lower on the food chain. Divine diet religious restrictions. Religious beliefs also play a role in dietary choices, and many religions have prohibitions against consuming certain animals, including carnivores. These restrictions might have originated from practical concerns, such as the risk of food poisoning from eating scavengers, or they might have symbolic meanings related to purity and holiness. For example, some religions consider carnivores to be unclean because they consume other animals, representing a cycle of death and decay. These religious prohibitions, passed down through generations, have shaped cultural norms and dietary habits, contributing to the general avoidance of carnivorous animals as food. In some cultures, these prohibitions have become so ingrained that the thought of eating a carnivore is simply taboo, regardless of any logical reasoning. The power of religious belief and cultural tradition should not be underestimated in shaping our culinary landscape. These dietary laws, often stemming from ancient wisdom, continue to influence our food choices today. The carnivore question, a culinary mystery. This culinary dilemma is complex, and since no one out there is studying it in depth, we don't have a definitive answer to explain why we devour cows and chickens while avoiding tigers and wolves. Perhaps it's a combination of factors: the risk of bioaccumulation, the unappetizing taste and texture, the inefficiency of raising carnivores, and the influence of religious and cultural traditions. There's a lot to chew on here, but as always, I like to toast to the possibilities. This was Minute Earth. If you liked the video, Leave a thumbs up, share it with your carnivorous or non-carnivorous friends, and let us know in the comments, if you had to eat an animal that eats other animals, what would your main course be?